everybody, I am back, and today we are making dishes, plates, in 1/12 scale out of some upcycled chipboard. So let's get started. This is a almost finished one. The paint is drying on this one, and you can tell I'm not a very steady hand in this yet, but you'll get the idea. And after doing a couple of them, your hands will get steadier at it. So first you're going to need a piece of chipboard, and like this is a Kleenex box. So what you're going to do is you're going to, and I have a couple of these that I use for different sizes. Like this is a connector for PVC pipe. So I usually make dinner plates, like salad plates and saucers, and then the next video I'll show you how to make bowls and like little coffee mugs. But for the dinner plates, you're going to trace the bigger end, and you're going to make 2 of those circles. So once you have, here's what one of them would look like, right? You have 2 of these. And what you're going to end up doing is taking on one of the circles this smaller inner part and putting it in the middle and tracing around that. And basically what you're making with this, you'll take, once you get that traced out, you'll cut that out like with a craft knife. Once you get that done, what you're going to do is you're basically making this. So you have a little lip to your plate. So you cut it out here, and then you're going to glue it down. Now once the glue dries, I use, and Bentley House Minis created this, or I don't know if I should say created, but came up with this. And you mix half and half drywall compound and PVA glue. So I have it in several different containers because I use it for a lot of different things with my doll houses. So I will pre-color them if I want them a certain way. This is the uncolored version, and have a paintbrush that is just to use in this because it'll get kind of messy. So it doesn't take very much. Doesn't take very much. Oops. You're just going to put this all over and smooth it around. And you're going to have to do 2 coats on either side, but you got to wait for them to dry in between times. And at this time, you'll lose sight of that ring or that rim. Oops. Don't worry, it washes off really easy. You lose sight of it, but when this is all said and done and dried, you'll see it again. It won't be, you'll be able to tell. So once you have that, both sides done and dried, oh, there it is. I lost sight of my water. It'll look, oops, sorry. It'll look like this. Right, so see that rim came back. It's not as pronounced as it was before, but it came back. And then what you'll do next, let me get this out of the way. So you're going to take a piece of sandpaper, and I use, what is this? 120. So now you can't do this part until this is completely dried. But, and just very lightly, you're going to smooth off the edges, right? So we get it more circular, because sometimes that stuff will dry, and you can see right here, it'll give a little bump. So you just want to get that smoothed off. And then you're going to lay it flat on there and just very gently do the bottom and do the top. And if you wear it off like this, where you can kind of see the cardboard through, don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. Then, for this particular project that I'm doing, I'm actually, the dollhouse I'm making these for is going to be a 1920s era farmhouse. So the colors are a little off just because it's a paint I had and I didn't feel like mixing any. So just use basic matte acrylic paint, quick drying, easy cleanup. This color is English Ivy Green. You can use whatever color you want. I've used red and pink and blue because each dollhouse I have, this is house number five, I think. Each one I've made a set of dishes like this for. So then you're just going to want a flat brush. Excuse me. Sorry, I just sneezed. You just want a flat brush. And you're going to, there we go. Just put it all over this. You know, and it's probably, depending on the color you choose and everything else, it's probably going to take 2 coats to either side. We'll let that dry. And don't forget to do here's another one, don't forget to do the back. Again, 2 coats. So let it dry. This paint, I've never had this issue, but I did use a paint one of the first times, and it left kind of, I don't know, ridges to it, I guess. I don't really know what happened. But you can sand this in between each to get a little bit smoother. Okay, so once you have those painted, and you got your 2 coats on either side, I use, and you can use, oopsie, you can use whatever one you want. And if you want them just a solid color, you can stop there and wait till they dry and do your finishing up. But I like to have the little edges and, I don't know, a little more detail. So let's find one that's completely dry here. Here we go. This one's pretty much dry, right? I got a little here I can probably touch up later, but this is the bottom side of it, so and then you can use, oopsie, markers like this, paint markers. I use these if I'm going to do a big ring like you saw in the original one. Whoops. And you're just going to go on that ridge. And then I like to do the outer edge because a lot of plates, especially for this project, a lot of plates back in that day, the color on the edge wrapped around. So that's what I'm going to do. Plus, if you're looking into a dollhouse, chances are you'll see the edge of the plate. Just if it's on a shelf or wherever you put it on the table, you'll probably see the edge of it. So, almost done with this. There we go. There's that. And I am not completely OCD about having to be straight, but if you are, you know, you can take your time or get one that's got a thinner tip to it. This is the medium, and be more precise with it, but I'm okay with how it is. And then I have, this is an off-brand, but kind of like a Sharpie type marker if I want to do a design on the inside. There. Then, we're going to put this aside to let this one dry. Here's the first one I did, and it's all dry now. And you're going to take, I prefer for dishes a gloss Mod Podge, like this. You can do a matte. I just like the gloss better. And again, take a little brush. Make sure it's a brush you don't use for a lot of other things. So in my case, the brush that I used for the compound mixture, I'll use that one again, just because it's handy. I like them to be pretty glossy. And you might lose some of your color at first, but let it dry completely. And then once that dries, flip it over, do the other side, and then you should have dishes for your dollhouse without spending a fortune. You know, the markers that I use, the paint that I use, the Mod Podge, all of this stuff is stuff that I use all the time for other things, so I didn't invest a lot. To make that container, where'd it go? To make this, oops, sorry, trying to get a good shot. Still not very good. Anyhow, to make that container, and it was full when I made it. You can see that I've been using it quite a bit. But I got the joint compound hole patch stuff at Dollar Tree for $1. I got a container of that, and then I got a thing of glue that was like 50 cents. So $1.50, and I've been going crazy with it. So you can make plates and stuff relatively inexpensive for your dollhouse. Next video I have will be along these lines, because part of the one of the plate sizes I made is, and it's kind of hard to tell in this, it's a saucer. So when I did this one, what I did is I took this little tube, this was the size I wanted, and on that chipboard, I cut out two, and then I took a hole punch and cut out the center of one of them and glued them together. And then the same process applies. But these are little saucers. So in the next video, we will go over making little bowls. And there we go. Little cups to go in our saucers. Like that. All right, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.